Hey everybody, welcome to Embody the Phoenix. I'm Candace and I'm an AudHD mom, a lover of all things esoteric, and proudly now a public stimmer. So today I'm going to share some of my favorite Stims and not so healthy Stims, and then also some of my favorite fidgets and how those help regulate my nervous system and my emotions and keep me grounded as a neurodivergent person. If you know anything about me, or if you don't, actually, I was diagnosed about 2.5 years ago with both ADHD and autism at the age of 42. So, if you love stems, if you love fidgeting, or if you want to learn more about it, this video is probably for you. First off, what is stimming? Stimming is short for self stimulatory behavior. It is anything that we do repetitively with our body or brain to kind of help us regulate our emotions, our focus, and our sensory input. So, what's coming into us from the world around us. A lot of people just think it is like stereotypical flapping of the hands or rocking or banging your head. But no, it could be tapping, pacing, twirling your hair, humming songs, talking to yourself, listening to the same song on repeat. There's a numerous amount of stems. So for neurodivergent people, it's not just like a habit to us. It feels like a lifeline to others. It may feel like something that is awkward, but it's not. So I want to explain some of my favorite stems today, and then some of my favorite fidgets that I use, especially in place of one of my stems, which is not the best stem. So I'll start with my personal favorite one, hair twirling. I've done this for as long as I can remember, especially when I'm deep in thought and trying to explain something. It helps me focus. It is also pretty calming and gives my hands something to do while I'm thinking through things. Another one, which is one of my ones that I'm trying to get rid of or like not do, is skin biting. I bite the sides. I've always done that of my fingers. I'm not really proud of this one, but it's real. So it's an oral sensory regulation for me. It's something that my body defaults to under stress, even when I'm trying to replace it with better tools such as fidgets. Honestly, some stems considered body focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs, are not the best stems. So those would be like skin picking, which we call dermatillomania, or hair pulling, which is trichotillomania, or skin biting, which is what I do with my fingers, which is dermatophagia. But I've been doing this one for decades, way before I knew that I was on the spectrum at all. And so I'm just trying to replace that one. And that's the only one I want to really replace. Another one I love to do is rub my feet together. This one is low key, probably my best and favorite one. So it helps me when I'm laying down at night or sitting in my very comfy chair. It helps me decompress. It's very repetitive, rhythmic. It calms my nervous system, and I call it cricketing my feet, or Jiminy Cricket. So it's my favorite one. Another one I really love is listening to the same song on repeat. So don't ask me how many times I've listened to like a certain amount of songs on repeat. I have like playlists that I love and they're my go-tos. But really, honestly, music, I'm learning, is pretty sacred for many neurodivergent folks. So yeah, it's repetitive, it's predictable. We love it loud sometimes. I like to play my music pretty loud, but it's really like shutting out the rest of the world, and because the rest of the world is pretty loud and highly unpredictable. Another one I do, and I think this may be my ADHD side, is like talking to myself out loud, especially when I have tasks to do. And then echolalia, or repetitive things that I've heard. So, really catchy phrases that I've heard either on TV and movies or from friends, family. I like to repeat those catchy phrases. It's a way to help me bridge the communication. So, these are some of the verbal stems that I enjoy and go to, but especially talking out loud because, I'm good company, I guess. Pacing and rocking are two of my other ones. Pacing helps me when I'm thinking. And rocking side to side helps me settle, especially any vestibular stimming, like rocking side to side like that. It helps me to calm my brain. That one is a go to when I am definitely overwhelmed. And then leg bouncing is another one, which is really highly my anxiety. So when I don't know what to expect from a situation, I will definitely tap my leg because I'm overstimulated. Another one are like soft blankets, smooth surfaces, any bumpy fidgets, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So, tactile stimming gives my body something comforting to focus on. It helps me feel pretty safe and to ground me and make me feel present. Because if I'm focusing on the fidget, then I can like not focus on whatever the thing is that might be annoying me or something. So here are a few of my favorite fidgets. I love these magnetic balls. Sorry, that's my quirky autistic humor. But I rub these together for the repetition of them, and they have these textures on them, so I love them. I love this colorful fidget thing. I think it's called the fidget worm, but I don't know what it's called really, but it's fun. I like keyboard clickers or any pen that clicks because it's something soothing about that clicking noise that I'm making. So those are just like the top 3 fidgets that I use currently. For a long time, I was really unaware, obviously, that I was stimming, but I wasn't diagnosed, again, like I said, until 3 years ago. So I didn't even know what stimming was. I just did these things naturally. And some of these I have always done, but others, I may have acquired, like using fidgets. I didn't even know about that. But now, I'm fully aware and I'm learning to unmask. And I see stimming as something that is deeply intelligent in terms of responding to a chaotic world around me. It's my body's way of saying, like, hey, I'm trying to take care of us. So if you stim, I wouldn't shame it. Like, lean into it and give yourself that permission to self regulate without apologizing. If you want to share some of your favorite stems or your favorite fidget toys, drop them in the comments. I'd love to connect and talk about some of, our favorites. And let's really normalize what, self-regulation really looks like that doesn't require masking or dissociating or any of those things that may be more maladaptive. And if this spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Take care of your nervous system. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.